You're going to name who each of these famous alumni are. Alumni? I don't know the word. Singer-songwriter who made a splash in 2004 with his first major album, Take It All Away. Also known for his up-tempo pop rock style in the song On the Way Down. This is a pop rock up-tempo. It's a male. We know that.
Yep.
Okay, do we know? Bill, your face, you look like you...
I've
got
no idea.
I know you got it because you look like him.
That's not how knowledge works. You don't just automatically know everything that people who look like you know.
Yes, sir. BeatiDudes back in our home studio, the tiniest table with the biggest hearts, ready to deliver humor and holiness to all you men seeking to grow in your walk with the Lord. We are the BeatiDudes, or as they say in France for the Olympics, La Beat. What? What did he just say? La?
Les Beatitudes. You got to say it with attitude. Beatitudes.
Beatitudes.
That's it. Or in Italy, it's I beatitudini.
I feel like I'm going to arm wrestle. Okay, my name's Jeff Shufflebine. I have good biceps, even if my stomach is sticking out a little bit further every year. This is Nick Besner. He'll tell you something redeeming about his qualities and physique.
I was going to go somewhere else. You threw me off. My physique. It's the eyebrows.
Yeah, I think you can do a mean plank. I've seen that before.
Oh, I can, sure.
And Paul Kolker.
I can sleep with my eyes closed. Thanks.
Always?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm pretty good at it.
Prove it.
Okay.
Hey,
Keep talking.
Yeah. Won't be long, right?
Just kidding.
Man, we have a friend. You're a friend of the show, even if you are, printing up our documentation and trying to keep the legal law, letter of the law as you walk in here.
Yep.
You've been a BeatiDude since before this show existed. We're very grateful to be joined by our dear friend, Bill Sladek. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, well, thank you guys for having me. Excited.
I added new cheer tracks here.
Oh, yes.
Sounds underwhelming.
Yes, yeah. Both fans clapped. Yeah, that's good.
We did this live. It wasn't much different.
Touche.
Welcome to the show. Why'd you say yes?
Because you asked me.
Hey.
No, I'm a fan of the show and appreciate the invite. And I've known this guy a lot longer than I've known you.
Everybody knows Paul Kolker, except for the one time I said, "How do you know Paul Kolker?" And they're like, "We don't."
Oh yeah, y'all go way back, right?
We just met. No, actually, yeah, I went to high school with his son. And we were on a band together. We were on swim team together. And so I was over at your house, like, I don't know, every other week it seemed like, probably.
I mean, they played shows, legit shows in Deep Ellum.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's right.
It was cool stuff.
Whoa.
Wait, what kind of
Paul,
band were you in?
Come on, man. Layers and layers. Back up.
Like
it
a
was
band
metal. It was crazy.
Like an alternative rock kind of deal. And I was the drummer. And Billy, his son, Billy, was the bassist. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had no idea that you played drums.
Yeah, we played at Trees, and we got there, and they said, "Oh, we don't allow covers," and so we were like, "Oh, well, I'm glad we have a bunch of our own content." We had like 8 legit songs that we had been working on, and so.
How old were you?
I was at that time, I think 15 or 16. 16. I would have been 16.
I literally thought you were going to say we don't allow children.
That would have been a problem. Yeah.
What was the name of your teenage band?
We changed
Is it okay to say it?
We changed it a couple times, but it was like Wanderlust, I think was the original at least. So yeah, it was just that was what we went with.
I've seen you play drums when you do the improv shows because every once in a while you'll jump on, the dude's playing piano, you're knocking out the drums, they're doing some sort of a song, but like it's not like a hard drum set you're doing there. It's like a good rhythm just to kind of keep it going. But
basically, yeah.
Gosh, I can't.
Layers.
There's many layers. And did you go to see them play?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Sing along.
We had to chaperone.
He always had
to make sure they weren't drinking.
That's right.
Just be careful.
He said they were hearing aids, but I think they were earplugs that he was putting in.
Hey, I'm not that old, and I wasn't that old then. Yeah.
So you're both alumnus of the famed Jesuit school.
J-High, as I like to call it. But yeah,
J-High?
J-High. But
okay.
I was a little bit ahead of Paul, but
just a little bit, right?
Just a few years.
Yeah.
You and I have something in common.
What's that? We're both old? Or what?
I was born in 1978.
Oh, Yes, you remind me of this all the time, and I graduated from high school in 1970.
We have a lot in common.
Oh, Jeff.
Yeah, even
That's
you're
great.
a baby in this room with me.
You know, I thought maybe we'd start off this show differently than other shows. I'm going to pass out some paper. Y'all are going to do a quiz about Jesuit high school against each other. And actually, Nick, you have a shot at this quiz too. So everybody get a marker and a paper because you got to be able to write your answer down. Don't cheat. Don't look at each other. But these are going to be pretty big answers that you're writing here.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you a series of questions about Jesuit. Each one of these is 1 point. Keep track of whether or not you get it right or wrong. And we'll score at the end. But some of these, there's no way these guys know. So,
Okay,
Nick, you have
I got a shot.
Some of them, they might know. Okay, you ready for the Jesuit? You want me to play the Jesuit theme song?
Please.
And ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Jesuit Rangers. BeatiDudes is not affiliated with the Jesuit Rangers.
Yes. I'm going to get a call from Mike Ursay as I'm driving home.
You're like, wait
As
a
a
minute.
non-graduate of the Jesuit high school system, feels really weird to be participating
Right?
here. But thanks for that wonderful intro, Paul.
Yeah,
Probably
you're
have
welcome.
as good a chance at getting answers right as
Every
I do.
once in a while, Paul, you'll kind of I don't know what Jeff's doing. You just dove straight into that one.
I have had multiple energy drinks today.
Are you sure
Let's
it was
go.
the diving team, Paul? It was the swim team? Are you sure?
Well, we were related teams.
Swimming
but-
and diving, yeah.
Correct, but I was not on that portion.
Do you know earlier he didn't say we were in the band together. When he said we were in a band, I was like, isn't a band the band?
That's what I
And I was like,
thought,
that's what they call
yeah.
a band at the school is the band. But he was
Yeah.
meant a band.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
All
not
right,
the-
Layers.
not the
He-
Jesuit Ranger Ursuline Band or whatever.
Yeah.
they call it.
Okay,
Right.
well, were you also the team announcer for warm-up music?
Actually, I did that for a basketball game, and they said, "Where has this guy been the whole time?" It was really fun. Yeah. And stepping up to the plate. No, that's a whole different sport.
It's a plate of food.
I did it once for a junior high football game, and there was a penalty. And I was like, "When we got some dirty laundry on the field," and my coach looked at me like,
Don't do it.
Nope, you're done."
That's awesome.
I don't know why I have to share this. I one time was reffing whatever it is, real rec league flag football, and I was so impressed by this guy's tiptoe catch at the 20 that I signaled a touchdown.
Way to go, man.
Give it to him.
Yeah.
You might we know you're going to get there.
You'll get there in the next couple
Just
plays.
Stop running. Yeah, you're good.
Longest intro to a game ever.
Right? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We are playing a game.
We're learning a lot, though, huh?
Yeah, we are.
All right. There's only 2 schools, private schools in the state of Texas, that compete in what we call the University Interscholastic League, UIL. This is athletic and extracurricular governing body for the state's public and charter schools. Your Jesuit alumni school is one of them. Who's the other? Who is the other
Can
school
I
in
ring
the
a
state?
bell or do I have to
Just kind of
write?
write. Just prove to me that you're writing an answer. I know the marker. Everybody can see yours. Just don't look at each other's stuff here. Who is the other private school in the UIL? Because, of course, charter schools and public schools are all UIL. Who's the other private school? All right, answers in. Gentlemen, what do you got?
Just the Houston Jesuit.
What did you
Jesuit
put,
Houston.
Billy?
Straight Jesuit.
Straight Jesuit Houston.
You're going to get a half point for calling it Houston.
I just blanked on the
So-
actual name.
You're getting a full point.
So, fun fact.
Let's hear it. I know you got these facts.
When Jesuit sued.
Stay close to this mic is another fun
All
fact.
right, all right. When Jesuit sued to get into the UIL, it was filed in federal court. And I was one of the named plaintiffs in that suit.
Whoa!
And I was hoping that it would go all the way to the United States Supreme Court, so the seminal school law case would be Sladek et al. Versus University Interscholastic.
Oh, wow.
Even though it was styled as Jesuit College Prep, Sladek, and
Sure.
yeah. But
Wow.
because I was as an alum, I was a parent of a current student and a parent of a prospective student. So I checked all the boxes for our constitutional claims. So I know that answer. It's straight Jesuit. It's not Jesuit Houston. I'm sorry.
I just blanked.
Straight
I want
Jesuit.
I want
I
a
know.
judge's
Okay.
ruling on
Point, half point, because you knew what you wanted to say.
I feel like Slumdog Millionaire right now. Like, how could I have possibly known this answer except for life
that.
experience?
Did you watch him? Did he phone a friend?
No,
We're going to do flashbacks right now.
I love watching track, and my dad loved Garrett Bowling, who ran track at Strake Jesuit. He's the fastest.
This
kid
totally is
ever.
a flashback
Yeah.
moment.
I
I'm
mean,
watching little Nicky
actually,
Besner on his.
That's right. I watched this guy run track. And
He
I was
went
like,
to Georgia, right? Or
yeah,
something.
he runs track
was,
at Georgia.
He was a phenom.
I've never heard of this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was that straight Jesuit, obviously.
Shut up. He was at Jesuit Houston, wasn't he?
Well, you know Maria Puccini, right?
I do.
Gabe went to straight Jesuit, her husband.
Sure.
And he was a swimmer.
Okay. I mean, I got
6'8"
this.
swimmer.
Yeah. And
so there. So
it's a big deal,
More
and that's why the
connections.
next
That's cool. That's
I
cool.
get
You get a
bonus
point.
points for that one.
No, you get no bonus
Nick
points.
and I get bonus points.
Wait.
Paul gets a deduct.
No, all I got to no. Paul's getting a half a point. Put a point next to your thing there, okay?
What? You got it out for me.
The next one's true or false, Slumdog. You ready? Slumdog Beznigasser.
There we go.
That doesn't flow. True or false? Jesuit soccer is a 2-time national champion as declared by ESPN. See?
tricky.
Ooh.
Well,
tricky
no, they're a
'cause it's-
two-time state champion. in
You're going to think out loud for
UIL.
your guys that are competing against you?
Yes,
Write
but
your
that's-
answer, and then we're going to see
yeah,
how
I'm
it
gonna-
goes.
I'm
I mean,
gonna
I feel
say
like
yes.
you're the old man who's shouting out the answers, and everybody's like, thanks,
I'm
Bill.
going to say yes, true.
All right, what'd you say, Nick?
False.
And you?
I said false.
And you?
I said true.
One-time national champion.
Ah.
The 2010 team, national champions.
I just hope Charlie DeLong does not listen to this show.
And the non-Jesuit graduate takes the lead.
That's actually true. Listen,
Yeah, wait a minute. Nick is ahead.
okay, here we go. This is going to be a year you're going to write down. What was the last year that freshmen at Jesuit were made to wear beanies to school? What was the last year that freshmen at Jesuit were made to wear beanies?
If I were to get this one wrong, I'll just leave the room right now.
All right, what do we got, Nick?
2009, the greatest year.
I put 1978.
And you put?
1974, because that's my year.
You see the research
Mine
I've been
was-
doing on this guy?
You really did that? Oh, man, yeah, that's good. No,
Nothing
mine
about
was-
my life is accidental. I make you all think that I'm just meandering through life, but it's strategery.
my class, we were the last class to have senior court,
All right.
which was part of homecoming.
Well, I'll
where-
scratch that next question. but
where-
I'm just kidding.
No, that's where the senior class would put on trial freshmen for crimes against the seniors, and so we would have-
Incredible.
Why did that stop? Was
I-
it considered
I don't know.
hazing?
Well, oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, when you take the senior ring and you turn it around and you get bopped in the head, you get put in a headlock by a senior, and they would just.
Oh, I guess this is more violent than I
It was.
realized.
It was.
Billy.
Not so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have been a lot taller, but for that.
Well, and I also know
Seriously.
if I'm understanding this correctly, those beanies had a button on the top.
Yeah.
How did that feel every
It
once
hurt.
in a while? Yeah.
It hurt.
Yeah, a little wacky whack.
Yeah.
Whack of freshman.
I still have my beanie. If you'd have given me a little advance notice, I could have worn it.
Well, we like to wear beanies here from lucidprivateoffices.com.
Not from
I
Jesuit.
I could have
Dallas
put a
Jesuit.
sticker
Yeah.
on it. If
Or from Houston Jesuit.
We're from
shameless
Houston,
promotion.
lucidprivateoffices.com. Okay, and then
So the year was
1974, he's correct. It was his freshman year. All right, now I'm going to have, this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's like 7 of these. We're going to kind of rapid fire. So just write down as quick as you can, and we'll see, like, you don't have to spell correctly. You're going to name who each of these famous alumni are. Alumni? I don't know this word. Singer-songwriter who made a splash in 2004 with his first major album, Take It All Away. Also known for his up-tempo pop rock style in the song On the Way Down. This is a pop rock, up-tempo. It's a male. We know that.
Yep.
Okay, do we know? Bill, your face, you look like you...
I have
I've got
no idea.
I know you got it because you look like him.
That's not how knowledge works. You don't just automatically know everything that people who look like you know. Me and Jeremy Renner know all the same facts.
Okay, that was an arrow. Who is it, Nick?
Michael Bublé.
Yeah, Bill.
I have no idea.
That's a good guess.
Paul knows this, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's
Ryan Cabrera.
Ryan Cabrera.
Yeah.
Never
I
heard
almost
of him.
wrote down Nico Cabrera, but he's just a guy we know locally that performs with Catholic Music Initiative.
No, so I remember we did Battle of the Bands, and his band he was a senior when I was a freshman, and so I remember seeing him play and then finding out that he had gone on to Hollywood and all of that, doing crazy stuff.
Well, look where you are now. Look where he is now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm on a
Yeah.
podcast.
I've never seen him in here.
No. Well, maybe you should invite him. He could sing.
Oh, there we go. That'd be fun.
We'll all sing later, Bill, if it goes all right.
Good, yeah.
Okay, and the next person on here. Current member of the U.S. House of Representatives and chair of the House Foreign Affairs Committee.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
He's a distinguished alum.
I'm sure.
Oh, this is a senior moment because I know him well.
He was a junior then. I'm just kidding.
So bad.
Nice.
I've actually had
That was
dinner with him.
sophomoric.
Keep it fresh, man.
Oh, you're embarrassing me. You got to edit this out.
No,
This is
here's the
bad.
deal. You're going to hear it, and you're going to be like, oh, I knew that, and I'll probably award you 1/10 of a point.
Yeah, no, I do.
How about I say the initials? MM.
So not Bill Clinton.
Michael.
I know it's Michael.
Marshall Mathers. No.
Yes, McCall.
Michael Moore. Yeah, he's a filmmaker.
McCall. Michael
Michael
McCall.
McCall.
Mike.
All right,
So
that's okay.
I actually had dinner with he and his wife when he was named distinguished alum.
That's where the 10th of a point comes from.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
you
That's
get one for
embarrassing.
losing to Ryan Cabrera in a battle of the bands.
Well, I
too.
wrote Ryan Cabrera again.
All right, no big deal. We all have these moments. I'm sure y'all do at least. Who was the first student to receive the Hal Tehan Scholarship Award from the Catholic Foundation in Dallas? The first student of Jesuit to ever receive the Hal Tehan Award, which is a scholarship from the Catholic Foundation here in Dallas.
It was not me. I know Hal, or I knew Hal.
I love this. Like, we all have an equal shot here because everybody's blanking. There's going to be a follow-up question to that one, but let's go there.
Do you have a year?
No, the first one.
I wrote Paul Kolker.
Okay, what'd you write, Paul?
I don't know any other of the Jesuit alum who have won it, so I just wrote.
Oh,
mine.
is it him?
Was I the first?
Paul Kolker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know when they started the
Awesome.
award. So.
You got the fourth one ever.
Did I really?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Okay, now everybody's got a good shot at this one. How many students total from Jesuit in its history, which is like a 25-year history or so, 20-year history, have ever won this?
Oh, the awards.
Yeah,
history?
the Jesuit. Yeah, you
How
were
many-
one of
how
them.
many
Graduated
Jesuit
from
grads?
How many
Yes.
Jesuits
have
Jesuit
taken,
grads
have taken home the award?
taking it home the bacon, as they say in the Hal Tehan?
Yeah, because it competes with all the Catholic schools in
Yeah,
Dallas.
so it's like you versus 8 or 9 schools when
Yeah.
you're a junior for this scholarship going into your senior year.
Yeah.
How many? We know, Paul, if you wrote 1, you got a shot at being right because
Yep.
it's not 0.
Yep.
We've established that. This is my causation, reasoning.
Yeah.
You know, you lawyers. You
Logic
get
your
it.
way through it,
Yeah.
as you like to say.
Yeah. Wire manhole covers round because that question's stupid. That's what I think.
I'm in it. Okay. I'm just gonna guess.
All right. Y'all got to
Got
put
it.
down your guesses. You got
Yeah.
yours down? Okay. What do you got, Nick?
1.
Okay.
I put 3.
And Bill?
I put 3.
It's 2. It's just you and somebody else.
Oh man.
Some other
'Cause I
person.
thought there was because I know that they've awarded it to some Bishop Lynch grads. I know.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
it's been
Every-
all around.
I think like the last 4 years, it's been Cistercian.
Yeah.
Has it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Rob Hayes is saying.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
that's right.
All right. Now you got to name these people. 2015 FedEx
There's
Cup
more?
championship golfer. There's more questions.
2015.
2015
Okay.
FedEx
Oh.
Cup championship. He's a
That-
golfer.
Yeah.
And as a
It's
Dallas
a
graduate.
every one of these is a Jesuit alumni. Remember the beginning? And he's
So
a,
bonus
it's a
point. Where did he
human.
go to grade school?
well, hold on. We'll get there. Nick, you're going to literally quit the show if you don't write down this name right now. This was yours. I was trying to give you one here. Golfer, Dallas, champion.
Michael McCall.
Ryan Cabrera.
All right, what'd you write?
Jordan Spieth.
Okay, you get 9/10 of a point for waiting that long, Bill.
Yeah, I put Jordan.
We'll come back to you.
Jordan Spieth.
Okay, where do you go to grade school?
St. Monica.
All right.
He is 3 weeks younger than my daughter, but was a class ahead of her at St. Monica.
I'm too deep into the golf game. Like Jordan Spieth, he's not even good at golf anymore.
Yeah.
But in 2015 he was.
Oh,
He's not in the top 30. He's
Shots
not in the top 30 in the world.
fired.
He's
No,
not in the
no,
top 30 in the world.
I get it.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yes. He's
Overall.
good at golf.
So
He could beat it. He could beat all of us.
He
playing
certainly
together.
is this person on here on this list here. Okay, the next one. Former football coach at Northern Illinois University from 85 to 90 and also from Oregon State University from 91 to 96. a football coach, head football coach, on the big stage of the NCAA football world, Northern Illinois in the late 80s and Oregon State University in the early to mid 90s. Nope. Okay. What did you write down?
I wrote Mike Ditka.
Yeah. Actually, if nobody writes anything, I feel shamed by our participation level here. At least write Mike McCall again. I mean, it's Jerry Pettibone. Do you know that
yes,
name?
I do know that name.
No, none of us do, though. We're young.
Yeah.
I'm young like those guys. This is the longest quiz in history, but it's
Yeah.
helping us to know more about you because
He played
you
in
know
OU,
everybody.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah, after he got out of Jesuit.
All right. And who in 2011 won the Jesuit Distinguished Alumnus of the Year award? 2011. Who won the
They vacated that award.
The what distinguished?
Jesuit Distinguished Alumnus of the Year award 2011? 2011.
I'm going to go Bill Sladek.
Bill Sladek is the answer.
Wah, 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 wah.
Yeah, well, the prior winners were all over 6'5", and so they waived the height restriction.
Bill, how tall are you? Nobody feels like they actually have an accurate description. The internet has all sorts of answers.
Lots
There's
of theories. There's a Reddit thread.
completely. What's going on here?
Well, I was taller when I walked into this room than I am now because I am shrinking, and so I don't honestly know.
From shame?
Yes, for being on the show. Yeah, I'm regretting that decision.
Fair.
But no,
Harsh but fair.
You know what I told him when he came on as a guest? I said, just keep it short, Bill.
I've never heard that one before. Yeah.
Bill, how many points did you get before we go
I
into this?
don't know because I wrote down answers after I knew
I think
the
you
answers.
won,
No,
but I
didn't.
think he gave you a run for your money. You started off strong.
I had
You
5.
cratered.
No,
5?
No.
Yeah, I had 5.5.
You did get a half.
Dang.
You turned into a northerner
I think I got
half.
about 3. I'm still embarrassed.
Bill,
on the
you
Michael
won.
McCall.
You got it, buddy. We're going to give it to you, okay?
Oh, okay. Do I get some swag?
Yeah, here's a sticker.
Yeah.
Wah, wah, wah.
Congratulations.
All right. I'll put that right here. Yeah.
Okay, we really do. I'm going to stop this short stuff. You have such a legacy. In fact, I think this is where we're going to go with this. You are a humble man, but we're going to have to pull this out of you a little bit, okay? So just let me go with this. Bill, you've been a hero to me and so many for so long, and here's why. And I'm not going to get into specifics here when I say this. I get to go to these charity events with all of us going to these things, and you're one of these guys who may be co-chairing one, you may be helping to make sure that one happens, and you can help them out financially. And anybody on earth that does the philanthropic thing to help out for the church, the poor, for women in need, for babies in need, deserves, if they wrote a check and that was where they stopped, they deserve our honor and our thanks for being a contributor for what they have. But you never stopped there for a day in your life. Like, this is a man who gets involved in soup kitchens and then rallies the troops like you do on everything else, gets involved in the restoration of buildings for women and babies, gets involved in tutoring, gets involved in, what am I missing here? You and your wife are a dream team. So let's talk about you and Mary. What have you been doing? And you cannot be shy as the BeatiDudes. You're supposed to be like kind of full of it on here.
Well, yeah.
It's in your primer.
Yeah, I said, yeah. Well, we, it all starts, I guess, with the fact that my wife and I, we've been married 40 years, and we are so blessed. God has just graced us in so many ways, and we understand and recognize everything we have, our time, our talent, and our treasure, all of that, we're stewards of it, and that's important to us. And so, yeah, we've gotten involved in a lot of things, but it's all stuff we enjoy, or causes we believe in. So it's just been a big part of our lives, and particularly, you know, once our kids were grown and out of the house, and it's like, okay, we have more of that time now. I guess I question in my case the talent, but and then some of the treasure, and we just get so much joy out of that. You know, it's we all probably know people that, you know, they'll say, oh, you know, my cup runneth over, so I got to get a bigger cup, and that's about, you know, more stuff for themselves.
Yeah.
And I would question anybody that actually finds peace and contentment in stuff, right? Yeah. And so the joy we get is in the giving, and it's real, it's palpable. I mean, we feel it, and And a lot of the organizations we've been involved with, I mean, obviously the events, the galas, those are all fun. But the things that we really enjoy, where we get the most satisfaction and peace, is when we're actually able to work with directly the people that are benefiting. You know, whether it's at Ronald McDonald House cooking dinners. We've been doing that for, I think, 13 years now.
And how often do you do that?
We do that every month. We do it the third Wednesday of every month.
For 13 years?
Yeah. I calculated the other day, I was over at the house working with them on something we're doing for North Texas Giving Day, and I think we've served around 12,000 meals.
This is amazing.
House. And it's fun. I will tell you, it is the coolest thing. It's a really fun way to serve. But the families come through, and a lot of times, a lot of the kids are over in the hospital, but a lot of the families are there, certainly, and then sometimes the kids are as well. And when you see these kids and just the joy on their faces, and, you know, and they're going through really, really tough struggles. And so, you know, for us to come in just for a few hours and, you know, hopefully prepare a good meal. I always wake up the next morning dreading the call, like, we got 6 people at the hospital. What'd you do? You know, what'd you feed them? Haven't got one of those calls yet. But so, and, you know, In My Shoes is another one. You know, I'm part of what we're called Mowers for Moms. And there's a group of us that, you know, mow their grass. And so most of the time when we're there, you'll see some of the moms, and the real joy is when you see some of the babies, because that's really what it's all about, right? And so those kinds of opportunities to serve are where we really get our joy.
I hope people are hearing that, though, because you could afford to pay somebody to mow that lawn. Just go hire the company and mow the lawn. But that misses the point of what Mowing for Mamas, what was it called?
Mowers for Moms.
Mowers for Moms.
Yeah.
I mean, that misses the point, right?
Yeah, well, it's, you know, yes, and now that I'm 64, I still enjoy it, and it's, you know, it's an effort to go out there, but it's because we have 3/4 of an acre that we maintain, and but again, just to interact directly with the people we're serving. You know, obviously, again, the galas, the fundraisers, those are important, because at the end of the day, all of these nonprofits need resources to provide the services they provide. So whether it's, you know, Catholic Charities or, you know, the Bishop's Golf Tournament or those kind of things, they need money, right, to pay the bills. But when you really get to interact and connect with the people that we're serving, it just melts my heart. And that's again where we really find that true joy in what we're doing.
I think there's this part that if you're listening to this and you just heard Bill say, I'm 64 years old. First of all, you don't look 64. You look more like 78 or 79.
Yeah. My class matches my age. Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
That's how that works.
Yeah.
No, all kidding aside, you have a vibrancy and a youthfulness to you. You've got to have a health routine, if I'm not mistaken. Like, what are you doing?
I'm a little bit of a freak when it comes to that, and my
show us the ways, OB.
The lovely Mrs. S would verify that, my wife. But yeah, so my day starts early, generally up between 3:30 and 4. I have a kind of a prayer routine that takes about an hour, and then I've got a Peloton tread and a Peloton bike and a elliptical at home. So I'll do a morning workout before Mass. And then, like I worked out shortly before I came here, I'll do an afternoon workout. So, and during COVID, it was insane because I was home all day. So I was probably more fit then than when I was you guys' age. But so yeah, it's just something I really enjoy. And the nice thing, so like we were talking earlier about the National Eucharistic Congress, and Matt Maher has a song called "Run to the Father," and it's one of my absolute favorite songs. And so some of my workout music is Matt Maher's music. And so when we're in Eucharistic adoration in Indianapolis with 60,000 people and we're kneeling, worshiping the Blessed Sacrament, and that song comes on, I mean, I just lost it. But so it's, but that, I'm not extending my life, I don't think, by doing that, but I hopefully will be, better able to enjoy, by staying healthy.
I think you're extending your impact. If you have the energy to go serve meals after 13 years, the energy to go mow the lawn, I mean, some of that comes from taking care of yourself for sure.
There is something to that, yeah. I mean, but I've always been. I mean, when our kids were little, I ran marathons, and it was a way for me to kind of, have a little alone time to just kind of think, and when particularly the longer runs, that was a good way to, again, combine prayer oftentimes with. Because when you're out there and you can really experience God sometimes in really special, unique ways when you're out in nature that way. But so.
And I was watching the video of you getting the Distinguished Alumnus Award in 2011. What happened to the goatee?
Well, I'm not even sure it'd be salt and pepper now. I think it'd just be salt. I mean, it's
like the mange.
Yeah, it's funny. I had that for, I don't know, off and on for probably 6-8 years, and my wife didn't object, and the kids didn't seem to mind, so I kept it. But no, I don't like any facial hair. I just have it more recently.
Well, you and Paul look like the youngest guys here, and I'm not.
Yeah.
There's something to this.
Yeah,
he shaves it off. I can't grow it. So yeah, works out.
Meet in the middle.
Yeah.
Look like me.
Yeah.
Good. Listen, we're going to keep talking about this. We're going to keep talking about the spirit of giving and where the Lord's leading you and some of the new stuff that is exciting to you. In the bonus show, we're actually going to be talking about the journey of your parents, the influence they had on you. So hold on for that one coming up on Friday. But now we actually want to indulge you in a little game of judging us.
Called Blessed Are the Joke Makers. For they shall inherit the points are going to be going with 78 points for the class year.
All right. I like it.
For my birth year.
That's right. And the way this is going to work is we've got a Catholic card game card and a character card, and we have to answer whatever the prompt is on the Catholic card game card as this character. And you get to decide, just completely subjective, according to you, which one did you like the most?
You just get a judge.
Are bribes offered? Or
well, Jeff always tries.
They would be accepted.
You want that gas money?
Wow, that's more like extortion.
Just know that it's coming equally from each of us.
Yeah, that's right. As part owners.
It's in my pocket.
All right, and the character that we have to become is, as multiple personalities, we have to answer the prompt of...
I could almost already declare Jeff the winner.
Just Jeff! Save us all the time. As multiple personalities, seminarians talk about blank after class.
I think the teacher really messed up when he was trying to explain the dogmas of the Catholic Church. But I sure like the way he ran on that chalkboard.
And therefore, I will not be studying tonight. It's the same person with just 3 different accents.
Well, technically, a multiple personality is the same person.
That's you know what? I'm trying to get Trinitarian here.
Oh.
That hurt my throat.
Hurt my ears.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming up to the main stage, Paul Colker.
Okay, I guess I'm going.
After class, we like to discuss is Sabellian modalism. Yes, we do, precious. Gollum.
Sabellian modalism talks about God as, just being multiple faces on the one God versus the multiple persons.
And so, yes, we like to think that that is incorrect.
Born to be multiple personalities. I've had to force my way into it. You were born into it.
No, help me.
Yeah.
After class, seminarians talk about the Trinity.
Multiple personalities. Well played, sir. Well played.
Well played. What do you think there, Mr. Bill, for 78 big ones? What's it going to be?
So do I allocate points?
Nope.
No, it's all or nothing. All or nothing.
Yep.
Because he talked about what they probably actually talk about after class.
Very technically accurate.
Yeah, technically. Well, I'm a lawyer, right? I go for,
Oh, you don't think they talk about the Trinity? Okay. We'll get lawyer up in here.
Good,
All good.
Good point.
All good.
Good
Okay.
point. I
It's
don't
fine.
know. I think I got to go with Paul.
The subjective beats the objective.
As our celebrity guest judge, you're going to be getting some socks from Socklicious. These are St. Gianna. This is the patroness of mothers, physicians, and unborn children for all your great work in the world for us. If you want your own pair of socks, go to socklicious.com/BeatiDudes. Get 10% off.
I love that.
And we'll be right back after this little break.
The team at Aquinas Wealth Advisors believes that good values and good returns are not mutually exclusive. Using a tech-smart and morally sound approach, they provide investment alternatives that align with Catholic teachings without sacrificing returns. These days, faith-driven investors are finding it hard to know where their money is going. They have no visibility into what their dollars are supporting, but there's a better way. Thanks to the Faith and Finance Score from Aquinas Wealth Advisors, you can look into your current holdings to see what you're supporting and make a switch to an advisor that aligns with your values and gives power to your voice. Check out AquinasWealth.com today.
Hey, BeatiDudes, it's Jeff here. When Nick and I set out and we started this company, Undivided Life, we decided to not use traditional healthcare, but we went with Solidarity HealthShare because we thought it was an affordable and ethical alternative that matched the needs of our business and our growing families. Since then, my family put Solidarity to the test. We've had pregnancies, babies, emergency room visits, even a brain surgery for one of my children, and Solidarity has been an incredible partner and has also had the cost and the ethical approach that we love. Here's a link for you to go check it out. learnmore.solidarityhealthshare.org/BeatiDudes. This is your chance to be in solidarity with the Scheffelbein family.
Hi, it's Paul Kolker from the BeatiDudes here, and I just wanted to share with you guys that I also, outside of the show, perform improv comedy on a regular basis with a group called Divine Comedy. So what we do is we come up with everything on the spot, so whether you're looking for faith-filled, fun, family-friendly comedy for your youth night, or whether you're looking for clean comedy for your corporate event, Divine Comedy can perform for your group and even get you in on the action. So if you'd like to hire us to come out and perform for your next event, check out DivineComedyImprov.com. Divine Comedy, an inferno of fun.
Stop what you're doing and listen to the BeatiDudes.
Welcome back, everybody. We are here with Bill Sladek, and we've been talking all things Jesuit. Also, some service. And Bill, I've got one of these wristbands on for Benny Pro, but I think anytime you meet anyone, they say, "Bill, what you got going on there? You got 1,400 different wristbands."
Is there a condition for this?
Well, there was actually.
Jeff, wrong word.
A wristband for people with too many wristbands.
No, it's I'm going to be on Dr. Phil after this show.
We know his hype man.
Do you have the original, the Live Strong?
Now, how's that?
No,
how's
no.
that
Live
working
Strong.
for you?
No, I don't have that one. So
Okay.
the very first one I got is this one, this red one here for Mona Simons, who's a friend of ours through our parish that was diagnosed with brain cancer almost 15 years ago now. And then just over the years, I accumulated them. I got up to 31 on this arm. They never came off. Never once in that about 12 to 13 years that I had all of them. Never once did I have an itch. Just didn't bother me. They never came off. I would shower with them, whatever. And then one day something got under there and it got infected. And it was, I won't go into great detail, but it was not good. So my lovely daughter, who's a nurse, required that I remove them all, which I kind of had to get it treated anyway. And she said, you can't put them all back. So I've got 9 or 10 on this arm and 3 on this. And they're just people and things that I pray for. And I used to, way back in the day, I'd call them out. when I in my morning prayer, and then there got to be too many. One, I couldn't remember them all.
Bobby, Josie,
And-
Tom, Timmy, Tim,
Yeah,
other
yeah.
Tom.
Felt like the episode of the Waltons
Little Tim,
or something.
Tiny Tim,
Yeah. Or naming
Short
off all
Tim.
your kids. I don't know.
Yeah, well, that was just I was just naming mine to start off with.
yeah, yeah. So I still do. I have I still have all the bands. Some are in my office, and some I carry in my briefcase, so they're still with me when I'm out and about. But so now I just, God knows who they are. So I just,
Amazing.
ask him to, give them whatever they need. Several of the folks that are represented by these bands we've lost. They're hopefully in heaven now with God. But again, it's each one has a story. The ones I still wear. This one is a young man from Ronald McDonald House, Blake Highland, who we got to be very, very close with. Blake was at the time 15 years old, had a catastrophic brain injury. He was a gymnast, and he was doing a tumbling run down in Waco, overshot the landing area, slammed his head on a concrete floor. They thought he was going to die. They on the spot. They stabilized him, got him to Scott and White in Temple, and then care flighted him up to Cook Children's. And so he was at Ronald McDonald House for a year.
Wow.
We really got to know the family, and his story's absolutely amazing. He's graduated from college. He wants to go into hospital ministry and become a chaplain.
Beautiful.
Just a wonderful young man. So each one of these has their own story.
Sure.
And so, and some are for organizations. Like I've got one for Ronald McDonald House. I've got Catholic Diocese of Dallas. So it's just, it's things that are important to me. But I have found, particularly definitely when I had more of them, it's a wonderful way to evangelize because people ask about them all the time, right? And so it opens that door.
I mean, you could have a tuxedo on and still have all these on. I mean, it was every day, everywhere.
Well, because the tux shirt won't fit over them, so I have to button it up here. But, I was on a flight. I'm trying to remember where I was going. I think I was going to Phoenix, and I was sitting in the exit row, but where they had no window seat because they had the flight attendant jump seat. And I was in the center seat, and flight attendant straps in. We're getting ready to taxi, and she asked about him, and so we got to talk, and we ended up praying together. But it was I'm not one that's comfortable introducing, like, do you know Jesus? That's just not my nature. But if somebody opens the door, then I'm all in, right? And so it has been a really good opportunity to evangelize.
Well, and even wearing only 10, a good portion of your arm is covered. So
I know, yeah.
don't feel like you're missing it.
Don't talk about his stubby arms on this podcast.
Exactly. Alligator arms, yeah.
Well, listen, I don't need you to wear this one, but here's your Benny Pro. And it says Benny Pro with crosses. The inside says, Come Holy Spirit.
I'm wearing it.
Hey, bro. And you didn't even give me the points, so I'm going to give you 78 points. Christopher, mark this in the schedule for putting on the bracelet. Thank you very much. Yeah. The neat thing about this one, well, besides the fact that it's my son and it reminds me of him all the time, the inside also has an inscription and it says "Come Holy Spirit," which I think is a really neat tribute that I didn't even realize was in there when we bought them. So cool stuff. Gosh, you're such a great witness, my friend. I can't wait for people to hear about the story of your parents. What are you excited about right now? I know you just got named, big news, Catholic Charities Board of Dallas. So you're only on 17 boards now? What's the...
No.
One for each wristband.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, geez. Yeah, that would be tough. No, actually, the lovely Mrs. S., my wife of 40 years, requires that before I can get on a board, I have to get off one because it was getting a little bit unmanageable. So I have a manageable level of boards, but I'm really excited about charities because I love the stuff they do. Mary and I chaired the gala a couple of years ago, and in doing that, going through that process, we spent some time with Dave Woodyard and his team, kind of understanding all the ministries they have. And it's just incredible how many people they serve, and so it's really an honor. Great class I'm going in with. There's 5 of us, and They're friends that, so I'm excited to serve with them. But it's just, when you see what they do out in the community, it's incredible. So the opportunity to contribute in some way and have an impact is just great. So.
I love it. And your wife is such a dear and wonderful witness to all of this as
She's
well.
already a saint.
Yeah. She has joy in her everywhere she goes.
Uh-huh.
She puts up with you. I mean,
Yes. Well, that's what I mean. She's already, that's the first miracle. I guess she needs a second one.
We ran into them at the National Eucharistic Congress. And, I'll see you at different events in Dallas, and that's cool. To see you there, it was like this moment of pure joy, just be on the street, hug you guys, catch up, just have this moment, be the whole family running around going crazy. I got to tell you, there was something really special about that moment that you don't feel all the time when you're just at the next Dallas thing. So it was like being in unity. I was there with all of you in the same day, actually, because it was later that same day. And I don't know, there was something so special about that Congress. It felt like when I described it to people, no matter what criticism you want to give about anything in the U.S. Catholic Church, it felt like what church was supposed to be, unity in the Eucharist, not division in some style or being mad about some politics or somebody goes, do you think any of the bishops that lean this way or that way or there? And I'm like, well, there's like 170 of them. So mathematically, yes. I don't even have to know which ones to know every type of personality was there.
Right. Yeah.
And that wasn't the focus. It was something bigger.
It was all about unifying around the Eucharist. And it was, I was telling somebody the other day, my wife and I have been to 2 canonizations, St. John Paul's and Mother Teresa's. We've been to the Holy Land twice. We've been to Fatima. We did a pilgrimage to Spain to follow the footsteps of St. Ignatius. That event, this Congress, had absolutely the same impact on us. And it was just, particularly the Eucharistic adoration in the evenings was just so powerful. To see 60,000 people kneeling on concrete floors in a stadium to worship our Lord. It just, there were a lot of times that I was just bawling, and because just the realization of how we came together as a church. And again, different political views, different, socioeconomic backgrounds, everything was represented there. And the nice thing about it, other than maybe just a few sponsors, there were no divisions. Like you didn't have reserved seats, like buying expensive tickets.
Yep.
Everybody was the same, and that's the way God views us. And so it was really beautiful, I think, just to experience that. We weren't sure what it was going to be like going into it.
Yeah.
But it blew away any expectations we had, and it's I'm so glad we went because we're different now because of that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, I had two cool things. One, seeing my 4-year-old and 2-year-old get on their knees and pray in adoration, awesome.
Yep.
And then 2, on Sunday at the closing mass, seeing everyone filtering in and all the nuns sitting in the floors, and then the seminarians, the priests, the bishops, the cardinals, and then up in the upper deck there was a section of deacons, and it just had this feeling of God's militia because it was all so orderly and it was just man, what is heaven like?
It's a church militant.
Yeah, it really felt that way.
Those processions for the masses were so. They took 30 minutes, right? But because there were 1,100 priests and 200 bishops and cardinals, and it's just to see them all come in, and then I just love seeing the nuns too. That was, and the joy on their faces during the Eucharistic procession on Saturday.
Oh yeah,
that was just watching them. How much I don't even want to call it fun. It's just pure joy, right?
It's better than fun.
Yeah.
That's what I say. The Eucharist, better than fun, is what I've been telling people.
I'm not sure that one's got legs.
I'm trying.
I did like what Jonathan Romy had.
That shirt was awesome.
Yeah, if it's just symbolic to
hell with it.
Yeah, well, I'm not supposed to
Yeah.
cuss on your show.
Sure.
We can.
That's a noun.
I read the rules.
That's a place.
To heck with it.
To heck with it.
Yeah.
Do you know? For some reason, I thought it would be a good idea to take all 7 of my kids and 2 strollers down on the floor after we finished recording together. One of those strollers is basically like a Cadillac.
It's a wagon.
So, it was bad, me trying to drag all this stuff down there. Somehow we end up down on the floor, and we're very close And Lila Rose comes out, and my girls are down there. Every one of my kids is down there, but my girls are 10 and 9. And she's talking about like this fight for what's right. And she's referring to Joan of Arc and to another Joan that was somebody who's modern and is, in jail right now for standing up for what's right. And to watch my girls experience somebody as invigorating as Lila Rose was such a gift. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, well, we can't stay long because my kids are running back and forth and climbing over people, which some people thought it was cute because Benedict would climb over them and they'd be like, is this one Benny? I'm like, yeah. So as we're trying to take the tank and the tent and all the stuff back up the stairs with us, Monsi Alvarado says, one of the things we should all be telling each other is we'll see you in the Eucharist if we can't see each other, in the meantime. And I'm like, wait. I'm like all pumped up like it's about us because that's what we say at the end of our show. And I turn to my wife and she's going, yeah, it's you. I'm like, yeah, we say that.
Clearly he watches the BeatiDudes.
Yeah, well, and she's a she, so clearly we watch
sorry.
EWTN.
Yep, my bad.
Hey, it's all good because we'll see you there anyways.
Yeah.
Bill, when we come back on the Friday bonus show, I've heard a little bit of this story before, but it's been a year or two since we met on the radio. I would love, if you're open to it, to exploring the story of your mother and your father, but especially around what happened whenever we found out that she was pregnant with baby Billy. So we're going to hold on to that. That's our teaser. This is one you want to stick around for. And by stick around, I mean if this is Monday for you, hold your breath for 4 more days so you can hear what Bill has to say on Friday. Bill, if you don't mind me giving a shameless plug, we have some friends over at Coronation Media that just released a series called the Firebreaker series. This is a story of courage, a friendship. It's a valiant effort telling the story of St. George and the Dragon. And I got to be honest, it's not a story that I'm really familiar with outside of like just this like one line here or there. And they've created an entire series at firebreakerseries.com. That's like a novelized cartoon podcast experience. And they agreed that in exchange for us saying cool things, they draw really cool pictures of us. So stick around for...
And one other shout out, make sure to check us out on FIO.
Oh, yes.
This Catholic podcasting app. They've got all kinds of great Catholic podcasts on there, but they featured us recently on all their social media and everything. And so make sure to check them out. And if you don't listen to the BeatiDudes, listen to one of their shows, but also listen to the BeatiDudes.
Listen, well, and one of our former guests was behind that. Will Hickel has really driven the FIO build-up, and so we like supporting him. A trend I've found about us, because that's what I spend my free time doing while Nick is working.
Sure.
On most podcast platforms, we're at the very top. And I think it's because it's so weird looking. Like, we just don't look like every other podcast.
It's true. Cartoon faces of 3 grown men.
Yep.
Who are willing to give up time on their show for more cartoons of themselves.
Yeah. Sounds awesome.
Bill, closing thoughts, and I'll just ask you maybe to encourage people here with whatever comes to your mind on getting involved. I mean, there's a difference between saying you're pro something and caring, and then actually showing up for others. Anything that you would encourage, share a story about, point back to, or pray about for us?
Well, yeah. I mean, one of the things that came out of the Congress, right? We're a mission church, and we were sent, right? And so to evangelize, and there's a lot of ways to do that, right? You can have a platform like this. There's different ways to do it, but to get involved, whether it's in your local parish, there's so many organizations out there that are just desperate for support. And so find what you're passionate about. But, God loves a cheerful giver, and I'm absolutely 100% convinced whatever you put into it, he's going to reward you, 30, 60, 100-fold. I mean, I just think that's a reality of it. And it's not that it's a investment strategy. Like if I get money, I'm getting more back. It's not that. It's the spiritual dollars, if you will. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's where we really find our joy. And so it's going to be different for each person, what you choose to do. And some people aren't comfortable in certain settings, and that's fine, but find where you are and where you are comfortable and pour yourself into it and call me if you want some ideas. I mean, I'm happy to, I've referred a lot of people. I mean, Ronald McDonald House is a great example. They're always looking for crews to cook. there's just so many other things that you can do. We for years and years and years served meals at the bridge to the homeless. We tutor kids down at St. Vincent de Paul at the over by Botman Lake. There's just so many opportunities to do things. So it's wherever you find your heart calling you. But, start with, I think you said on your band, Come Holy Spirit. Call the Holy Spirit. Start there and say, here I am, send me, right? And the Holy Spirit will direct you, and you'll know where to go. So.
Well, and just as you were talking, you said that whole idea of like spiritual dollars. I think the same saying that I've heard applied to prayer applies to that sort of missionary service, is that it doesn't take time from your life, it gives life to your time.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That, because it's the source of all life is the Lord. And so by serving, where He's said that whenever you did it to the least of these, you did it to me. And so it's a chance to encounter Him, and it's a chance to serve Him and the people who He has united Himself to in a very real way. So, yeah, I mean, we do get more out of it, but that's just because of who God is.
Right.
It's not that that's the only reason you do it.
We could never outdo God in generosity, right? Yeah. But, you'll never, ever, ever regret doing something good for somebody. You will regret those missed opportunities.
Yep.
And it can be as simple. I mean, I've found, I tried to, like the security guard in our office, his name is Jose, a wonderful guy. I want to learn everybody's names. I want to call them by name, not just, hey, you. But so there's simple things you can do like that validate people. And they feel better about themselves when, we all like hearing it. So, it doesn't have to be big, grand things that require writing checks or, huge commitments of time. It's just reorienting your focus to be outside yourself and to say, what are these little, Mother Teresa talks about, doing small things. It's the pebble in the pond, right? Yep. And so, just look for those opportunities. It's not hard to do.
Well, you heard it, ladies and gentlemen. Bill Sladek's been our guest here today. We're going to come back on the bonus show with another great follow-up to this one. I'm excited to have that show. I've loved this. I've had a blast with you guys and felt that we've also had a chance to cover some really great ground. But I think that at the end of this, we just will say that we will see you in the callings of the Holy Spirit. And in the meantime, we will
see you in the Eucharist.
God bless you, Bill and team.
I close my eyes. Golly, I hope this show will never die. There's a few dudes making tons of content that's good for you. The BeatiDudes. The BeatiDudes.
Thanks for tuning in. If you'd like to join us at our undersized table, subscribe to the video version of the show on YouTube by typing @ that's the symbol @, so shift and 2 on your keyboard, @ the _ BeatiDudes on YouTube. We'll see you there.